way that I can top what Lana said. Incredibly eloquent, very nice. For those of you that know me, yeah. So half the time I'm going to spend for a couple stories from LIS, and the other half the time I'm going to spend yelling at you. So, here we go. Distinguished faculty, honored guests, and my fellow graduates. When I was told I was going to speak today, to all of you, I was amazingly honored. The way I was informed is so traditional and formal. I was at Barnes & Noble with Beth Martin, going over my independent study. By the way, did I get a grade for that?
You should check out today.
Actually, I have a hold on my transcripts because of graduation fees. And I will never forget what Beth said that day. You know you're speaking at graduation, right? I expressed surprise, even though I knew I would be asked, since I am the greatest LIS student in history. Trying to disguise my obvious satisfaction, I said, and I wanted to change this line, but I'm going to keep it. Wow, no I didn't. This is a tremendous honor. No, really. Beth went on to tell me how the selection process worked and the input received from various faculty. One statement stuck out the most. Well, at least it'll be entertaining. It was such a fantastic accolade. As my inspiration, how can my speech be anything but tremendous? Beth had one piece of advice. Start strong. So here goes. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears, for I come not to praise Caesar, but to bury him. Evil men do lives long after them, but the good is often tarred with their bones. Oh, wait, stop, rewind, start over. 7 years ago. No, wrong again. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. That's it. Most of these speeches talk about journeys, transitions, new challenges. Not me. I'm going to talk about fear and responsibility. If you don't already know this is a transition, please find Dr. Chu and give your diploma back. I told you I was going to talk about fear. Not that it is better to be feared than loved, the Machiavellian type of fear, or the how am I ever going to find a job and pay for these loans kind of fear. No, I'm talking about an institutional fear. The fear we have as a community, a profession, the fear of telling others loudly and clearly how great we are. Look around you. We are the future of librarianship. They're pretty much done. How do we ensure the future of what we do, and indeed, who we are? Every one of us knows the answer to every question on the planet is on Google, and e-books spell the end of the traditional library. How do we remain relevant in a society suffering from information overload and with the collective attention span of a goldfish? By overcoming our fear. Advocacy is the key to both individual and industry successes. I know what you're thinking, another pushy guy trying to get me to join some advocacy group. Sorry, Dr. Chow, I'm booked for the next 10 years. That is not what I'm here to talk about. True advocacy is everywhere, in every interaction we have with, well, everyone. This applies to all of us, all types of librarians. Special librarians work to preserve and expand information for a specific community or a special topic. Academic librarians provide the resources and information needed to drive research. Public librarians are the first resource and very often the last resort for all members of the community. And school librarians, of which I'm a proud member. All we do is create the future of society. All of these descriptions sound very idealistic and grandiose, but that is what we do and what we have to tell the world loudly and clearly. Here's where I yell at you. Special librarians, if you are not actively sought after by your board of directors, regents, and CEOs, you are not doing your job. Academic librarians, if you are not part of every college's research process and on every undergraduate speed dial, you are not doing your job. Public librarians, if you don't work with the wealthy to the destitute every single day, you are not doing your jobs. And school librarians, if you are not the center of learning and part of every major decision in your school, you are most definitely not doing your job. All of this sounds harsh and not terribly friendly, and maybe impossible, but advocacy is the heart and soul of my passion and our success. Advocacy just isn't lobbying Congress twice a year, landing a big donor, or trying to get pithy stories from all 100 North Carolina counties. Right, Dr. Chow? It is all those things and much more. It is every encounter a library professional has with every patron, directly, remotely, or secondhand, every time, every place, micro or macro. You are an advocate when you find the perfect picture book for a 3-year-old. You quickly forgive the overdue fine for a mother juggling a purse, 4 children, and an umbrella on a rainy day. Or if you find information on the genetic cause of albinism in a naked mole rat 2 hours before a thesis is due. All of this is advocacy. Do not count on anyone else to herald our accomplishments, large or small. Trumpet your own accomplishments. Actively seek out patrons to help. Do not be chained to a desk. Collaborate with other professionals in all fields. And do what we do best. Find stuff. I charge each and every one of you to increase the awareness of our current and future importance to the entire world. One last thing. All of us have a tremendous number of people to thank, and probably apologize to, for getting us through this experience. Parents, thanks Mom and Dad. You're okay. Please send money. Boy, is it expensive. Spouses, thank you, my darling Rebecca. Our children, many thanks and apologies for the ridiculous amount of time we spent over the past 3 years. Thank you, Lauren, Zachary, and Ezekiel. And of course, our faculty. I was introduced to the LIS program in the following way. A little gray-haired, battle-axe-looking old woman walked up to the chalkboard in a mold-infested, unair-conditioned, internet-less room on the UNCG campus and said, "Welcome to LIS 600, the Foundations of Library Science. My name is Sandra Andrews. But all of you, until you graduate, may call me Dr. Andrews." So, well, thanks, Sandra.